So I had a pretty normal childhood. I There was nothing really traumatic or anything like that. It wasn't perfect, but it was a good childhood. And then I became a teenager. I was really insecure, really embarrassed all the time for not really a reason I could put my finger on. And then I tried alcohol. And when I would drink, all of a sudden I wasn't insecure anymore. I felt like I could be the person that I really was. It was just for fun until I got to my senior year of high school. And then at my senior year of high school, it was more of like an escape. Like I didn't want to do life anymore. It was just going through the motions until the next time I could party. 6 months after I graduated, I got pregnant with my oldest child. And things were good for a while. So fast forward to she's 5 years old and I'm 24, and my drinking was out of control. I was binge drinking all the time. I was blackout. It was mostly on the weekends when she would go with her dad. It was really debilitating and like ruining my life, and I did not want to do it anymore. I was going to school full time, and at school I met a friend and they were doing drugs. So they offered it to me a few times and I resisted. And then finally I tried it. I justified it as at least I wasn't drinking anymore. So I was doing drugs now instead of drinking, and it was a relief to me because I wasn't drinking, but I didn't see the trap that I was in. I was totally trapped. My family came in and took my daughter, as they should have. I went to Las Vegas to live with my dad at that point, and I held it together for a while in Las Vegas, and then I lost my job because I was barely functioning. So I lost my job, and at that point I was like, forget it, I'm just gonna do drugs. My priorities were so mixed up. I wasn't even concerned with my child. I didn't care about anyone I was hurting, my family, anybody. The only thing I was worried about was satisfying this need that I felt to almost hurt myself. Like I didn't want to feel feelings, and I just didn't want to be present in the moment. I was in and out of jail. I've been arrested over 10 times. And that was the best thing that could have ever happened to me, was going to jail. Because every time I went to jail, God was after me. I would get a Bible and read James. I read the book of James so many times. I just looked in the front and it was like a book of wisdom, and books of wisdom, and James was at the top of it. And it was crazy because I would be in jail for doing horrible things. Here I am seeking God. And then I would get out of jail and go right back to doing the same horrible things. There was an older black couple that would come in every Friday, and they brought church in every Friday, and they made it so much fun. Like they had gospel music blaring, and it was then that it got me. His name was Willie, and he was giving somewhat of his testimony, and he was saying how he was out running the streets and looking for the answer, looking for what he was looking for, and said Jesus was there the whole time, and he was coming after me the whole time, and it like hit me that he was coming after me. They gave us the opportunity to accept Christ as our Savior, and that's when I accepted him. I prayed, and then I went back to my jail cell and got my Bible and did my Bible studies, and it was just so exciting. Like I was so excited to have the answers that I was looking for. It was literally like the answers that I was looking for the whole time. I got out of jail, and October 31st, and I was high hours later. I kept my Bible with me though. I kept all that stuff that I had from jail, and I kept it with me, and I was just holding on to that, holding on to the hope, and I was trying to get right, and I was trying to do I had some legal things at the time, so I was trying to hold on and do what needed to be done, but I didn't have anywhere safe to stay, and I was doing drugs, so it was almost impossible. I got arrested again on December 27th, 2015. And I was inside of an abandoned house, and the police came and they were pounding on the door, and they said, open the door, open the door. And the person I was with, I was like, open the door. Like, you have to open the door. And they wouldn't open the door. And I was like, okay, I'm opening the door. And that's when I felt like I finally opened the door. Like, I opened the door and I let God in. Like, that was the moment that it was all over. I let him in and I was surrendered. I said, it's time. What I said is literally to the cops, I said, it's time to grow up. Like, I'm done doing this. And so I got arrested. I went to jail. And that was the last time I ever used any substance. So I've been clean since December 27th, 2015. And I got out January 14th. And I had somewhere safe to go. I hit the ground running. I was up at 6 a.m. the next morning, and I went to the rehab facility to try and see what I needed to do to get in there. It was amazing because I got to share the hope and the joy. Someone literally asked me, why are you always so happy? And I was like, because it's the joy of the Lord was literally my response. Since I was saved, my life has come all the ways back around. So he's reconciled me with my whole family. I'm back together with my whole family. I'm married, and my husband's been provided an amazing job. I'm able to stay at home and raise my kids. I have a family, a literal family, like a husband and children, and he's answered so many, and I prayed so long for that. I really did. Every night when I would go to bed, I'd be like, God, I can't do this on my own. Like, I need a husband, and he provided that. My name is Annie, and God has changed my life.